The poetry of Rupert Brooke, and I am reading from Gutenberg.org. Dead Men's Love. There was a damned successful poet. There was a woman like the sun, and they were dead. They did not know it. They did not know their time was done. They did not know his hymns were silence, and her limbs that had served love so well, dust and a filthy smell. And so, one day as ever of old, hands out they hurried, knee to knee, on fire to cling and kiss and hold, and in the other's eyes to see each his own tiny face, and in that long embrace feel lip and breast and arm. So knee to knee they sped again, and laugh to laugh they ran, I'm told, across the streets of hell. And then they suddenly felt the wind blow cold, and knew, so closely pressed, chill air on lip and breast, and with a sick surprise the emptiness of eyes. Town and Country. Here, where love's stuff is body, arm and side are stabbing sweet gainst chair and lamp and wall. If every touch more intimate meanings hide, and flaming brains are the white heart of all. Here, million pulses to one centered beat, closed in by men's vast friendliness, alone. Two can be drunk with solitude, and meet on the sheer point where sense with knowing's one. Here, the green-purple clanging royal night and the straight lines and silent walls of town, and roar, and glare, and dust, and myriad white, undying passers, pinnacle and crown. Intensest heavens between close-lying faces, by the lamp's airless, fierce, ecstatic fire, and we've found love in little hidden places, under great shades, between the mist and mire. Stay, though the woods are quiet and you've heard night creep along the hedges. Never go where tangled foliage shrouds the crying bird, and the remote winds sigh and waters flow. Lest, as our words fall dumb on windless noons, or hearts grow hushed and solitary, beneath unheeding stars and unfamiliar moons, or boughs bend over close and quiet as death, unconscious and unpassionate and still, cloud-like, lean and stare as bright leaves stare, and gradually, along the stranger hill, our unwalled loves thin out on vacuous air, and suddenly there's no meaning in our kiss, and your lit upward face grows where we lie, lonelier and dreadfuller than sunlight is, and dumb and mad and eyeless like the sky. This dude's definitely more pessimistic than Bosie, I'll say that. Paralysis. For moveless limbs, no pity I crave that never were swift, still all I prize. Laughter and thought and friends I have, no fool to heave luxurious sighs for the woods and hills that I never knew. The more excellent ways yet mine, and you, flower-laden, come to the clean white cell, and we talk as ever. Am I not the same? With our hearts we love, immutable, you without pity, I without shame. We talk of old, as of old you go out under the sky, and laughing, I know, flit through the streets, your heart all me, till you gain the world beyond the town. Then I fade from your heart quickly, and your fleet steps quicken, the strong down smiles you welcome there, the woods that love you close, lovely and conquering arms around you. O ever moving, live and free, fast in my linen prison, I press on impassable bars, or emptily laugh in my great loneliness. And still, in the white-kneed bed I strive most impotently against that jive, being less now than a thought even, to you alone with your hills and heaven. Menelaus and Heaven and Helen. Hot through Troy's ruin Menelaus broke to Priam's palace, sword in hand, to state on that adulterous whore a 10 years' hate, and a king's honor, though red death in smoke and cries, and then by quieter ways he strode, till the still innermost chamber fronted him, he swung his sword, and crashed into the dim luxurious bower, flaming like a god. High sat white Helen, lonely and serene. He had not remembered that she was so fair, and that her neck curved down in such a way, and he felt tired. He flung the sword away and kissed her feet, and knelt before her there, the perfect knight before the perfect queen. So far the poet. How should he behold that journey home, the long connubial years? He does not tell you how white Helen bears child on legitimate child, becomes a scold, haggard with virtue. Menelaus bold waxed garrulous, and sacked 100 Troys twixt noon and supper. And her golden voice got shrill as he grew deafer, and both were old. Often he wonders why on earth he went Troyward, or why poor Paris ever came. Oft she weeps, gummy-eyed and impotent, her dry shanks twitch at Paris's mumbled name. So Menelaus nagged, and Helen cried, and Paris slept on by Scamander's side. Libido. How should I know? The enormous wheels of will drove me cold-eyed on tired and sleepless feet. Night was void arms, and you a phantom still, and day your far light swaying down the street. As never a fool for love, I starved for you. My throat was dry and my eyes hot to see your mouth. So lying was most heaven in view, and your remembered smell most agony. Love wakens love. I felt your hot wrist shiver, and suddenly the mad victory I planned flashed real in your burning, bending head. My conqueror's blood was cool as a deep river in shadow, my heart beneath your hand, quieter than a dead man on a bed. Jealousy. When I see you, who were so wise and cool, gazing with silly sickness on that fool you've given your love to, your adoring hands touch his so intimately that each understands, I know, most hidden things. And when I know your holiest dreams yield to the stupid bow of his red lips, and that the empty grace of those strong legs and arms, that rosy face, has beaten your heart to such a flame of love, that you have given him every touch and move, wrinkle and secret of you, all your life, oh, then I know I'm waiting, lover, wife, for the great time when love is at a close, and all its fruits to watch, the thickening nose and sweaty neck and dulling face and eye that are yours, and you most surely till you die. Day after day you'll sit with him, And note the greasier tie, the dingy wrinkling coat, and as prettiness turns to pomp and strength to fat, and love, love, love to habit, and after that, when all that's fine, and man is at an end, and you that loved young life and clean must tend a foul, sick, fumbling, dribbling body and old, while his rare lips hang flabby and can't hold slubber, and you're enduring that worst thing, senility's queasy, furtive love-making, and searching those dear eyes for human meaning, propping the bald and helpless head and cleaning a scrap that life's flung by, and love's forgotten. Then you'll be tired, and passion dead and rotten, and he'll be dirty, dirty, oh lithe and free, and lightfoot, that the poor heart cries to see. That's how I'll see your man and you. But you, oh, when that time comes, you'll be dirty too. Well, hot damn. Ahem. Blue evening. My restless blood now lives a quiver, knowing that always exquisitely this April twilight on the river stirs anguish in the heart of me. For the fast world, in that rare glimmer, puts on the witchery of a dream. The straight gray buildings richly dimmer, the fiery windows and the stream, with willows leaning quietly over the still ecstatic fading skies, and all these, like a waiting lover, murmur and gleam, lift lustrous eyes, drift closer to me, and sideways bending whisper delicious words. But I stretch terrible hands, uncomprehending, shaken with love and laugh and cry. My agony made the willows quiver. I heard the knocking of my heart die loudly down the windless river. I heard the pale skies fall apart, and the shrill stars' unmeaning laughter, and my voice with the vocal trees weeping, and hatred followed after, shrill madly down the breeze. In peace from the wild heart of clamor, of flower and moonlight, she was there, was rippling down wide ways of glamour, quietly laid on wave and air. Her passing left no leaf a quiver, pale flowers wreathed her white, white brows, her feet were silence on the river, and hush, she said, between the boughs. Hey, Spider, what did you think of that poem? Thank you. The Charm. In darkness, the loud sea makes moan, and earth is shaken, and all evils creep about her ways. Oh, now to know you sleep, out of the whirling, blinding noil alone, out of the slow, grim fight, one thought, to wing to you asleep, in some cool room that's open to the night, lying half forward, breathing quietly, on white hand on the white unrumpled sheet, and the ever-moving hair quiet and still at length. Your magic and your beauty and your strength, like hills at noon or sunlight on a tree, sleeping prevail in earth and air. In the sweet gloom above the brown and white night benedictions hover, and the winds of night move gently round the room and watch you there. And through the dreadful hours the trees and waters and the hills have kept the sacred vigil while you slept, and lay a way of dew and flowers, where your feet, your morning feet, shall tread, and still the darkness ebbs about your bed. Quiet and strange and loving kind you sleep, and holy joy about the earth is shed, and holiness upon the deep. Thank you. Finding. From the candles and dumb shadows and the house where love had died, I stole to the vast moonlight and the whispering life outside, but I found no lips of comfort, no home in the moon's light. I little and lone and frightened in the unfriendly night, and no meaning in the voices far over the lands, and through the dark beyond the ocean. I willed to think of you, for I knew, had you been with me, I had known the words of night, found peace of heart, gone gladly in comfort of that light. Oh, the wind, with soft beguiling, would have stolen my thought away, and the night, subtly smiling, came by the silver way. And the moon came down and danced to me, and her robe was white and flying, and trees bent their heads to me, mysteriously crying. And dead soft fingers thrilled, and the little gods whispered, but ever desperately I willed, till all grew soft and far and silent, and suddenly I found you, white and radiant, sleeping quietly, far out through the tides of darkness. And I there in that great light was alone no more, nor fearful, for there in the homely night was no thought else that mattered, and nothing else was true, but the white fire of moonlight, and a white dream of you. Song. O love, they said, is King of Kings, and triumph is his crown. Earth fades in flame before his wings, and sun and moon bow down, but that I knew would never do. And heaven is all too high, so whenever I meet a queen, I said, I will not catch her eye. O love, they said, and love, they said, the gift of love is this, a crown of thorns above thy head, and vinegar to thy kiss. But tragedy is not for me, and I'm content to be a gay, so whenever I spied a tragic lady, I went another way. And so I never feared to see you wander down the street, or come across the fields to me on ordinary feet. For what they'd never told me of, and what I never knew, it was that all the time, my love, love would be merely you. The Voice. Safe in the magic of my woods, I lay and watched the dying light faint in the pale high solitudes, and washed with rain and veiled by night, silver and blue and green were showing, and the dark woods grew darker still, and birds were hushed, and peace was growing, and quietness crept up the hill, and no wind was blowing, and I knew that this was the hour of knowing, and the night and the woods and you were one together, and I should find soon in the silence the hidden key of all that had hurt and puzzled me. Why, you were you, and the night was kind, and the woods were part of the heart of me. And there I waited breathlessly, alone, and slowly the holy tree of three that I loved together grew one in the hour of knowing, night and the woods and you, and suddenly there was an uproar in my woods, the noise of a fool in mock distress, crashing and laughing and blindly going, of ignorant feet and a swishing dress, and a voice profaning the solitudes. The spell was broken, and the key denied me, and at length your flat, clear voice beside me mouthed a cheerful, clear, flat platitudes. You came and quacked beside me in the wood. You said, "The view from here is very good." You said, "It's nice to be alone a bit." And how the days are drawing out, you said. You said, the sunset's pretty, isn't it? By God, I wish that you were dead. Well then, dining room tea. When you were there, and you, happiness crowned the night, I too, laughing and looking, one of all I watched the quivering lamplight fall on plates and flowers, and pouring tea and cup and clock, and they and we flung all the dancing moments by with jest and glitter. Lip and eye flashed on the glory, shone and cried and provident, unmemoried, and fitfully and like a flame the light of laughter went and came. Proud in their careless transience moved the chasing, changing faces that I loved. Till suddenly, and other once, I looked upon your innocence, for lifted clear and still and strange from the dark woven flow of change under a vast and starlit sky, I saw the immortal moment lie. One instant, I an instant knew, as God knows all, could you, I above time, O blind, could see and witness immortality. I saw the marble cup, the tea, hung on the air, an amber stream. I saw the fire's unglittering gleam, the painted flame, the frozen smoke. No more the flooding lamplight broke on flying eyes and lips and hair, but lay, but slept unbroken there, on stiller flesh and body breathless, and lips and laughter stayed and deathless, and words on which no silence grew. Light was more alive than you. For suddenly at other whence I looked on your magnificence, I saw the stillness and the light, and you august, immortal, white, holy and strange, and every glint freed from the mask of transparency, triumphant in eternity, immortal. Dazed at length human eyes grew, mortal strength wearied, and time began to creep. Change closed about me like a sleep. Light glinted in the eyes I loved. The cup was filled. The bodies moved. The drifting petal came to ground. Your laughter chimed in its perfect round. The broken syllable was ended, and I, so certain and so friended, how could I cloud or how distress the heaven of your unconsciousness, or shake at times sufficient spell, stammering of lights unutterable, the eternal holiness of you, the timeless end, you never knew, the peace that lay, the light that shone, you never knew that I had gone 1,000,000 miles away and stayed 1,000,000 years. The laughter played unbroken round me, and the jest flashed on, and we that knew the best dawn wonderful hours grew happier yet. I sang at heart and talked and eat and lived from laugh to laugh. I too, when you were there, and you, and you, the goddess in the wood. In a flowered dell, the Lady Venus stood amazed with sorrow. Down the morning one far golden horn, in the gold of trees and sun, rang out and held and died. She thought the wood grew quieter. Wing and leaf and a pool of light forgot to dance. Dumb lay the unfalling stream. Life one eternal instant rose in a dream, clear out of time, poised on a golden height, till a swift terror broke the abrupt hour. The gold waves purled amidst the green above her, and a bird sang with one sharp taken breath by sunlit branches and unshaken flower. The immortal limbs flashed to the human lover, and the immortal eyes to look on death. A channel passage. The damned ship lurched and slithered, quiet and quick. My cold gorge rose, the long sea rolled. I knew I must think hard of something or be sick, and could think hard of only one thing, you. You alone. You alone could hold my fancy ever, and with your memories come sharp pain and dole. Now there's a choice, heartache or tortured liver, a seasick body or a you-sick soul. Do I forget you? Retchings twixt and tie me, old meat, good meals, brown gobbets up I throw. Do I remember, acrid return and slimy, the sobs and slobber of a last year's woe? And sick the sick ship rolls. 'Tis hard, I tell ye, to choose 'twixt love and nausea, heart and belly. Victory. All night the ways of heaven were desolate, long roads across a gleaming empty sky. Outcast and doomed and driven, you and I alone, serene beyond all love or hate. Terror or triumph, we're content to wait, we silent and all-knowing, suddenly swept through the heaven low crouching from on high, one horseman downward to the earth's low gate. Oh, perfect from the ultimate height of living, lightly we turned, through wet woods blossom hung into the open, down the supernal roads, with plumes a-tossing, purple flags far flung, rank upon rank, unbridled, unforgiving, thundered the black battalions of the gods. Day and night. Through my heart's palace, thoughts unnumbered throng, and there most quiet and as a child most wise, high-throned you sit and gracious. All day long, great hopes, gold armor, jester fantasies, and pilgrim dreams and little beggar sighs bow to your benediction. Go their way, and the grave, jeweled courtier memories worship and love and tend you all the day. But when I sleep, and all my thoughts are straying, when the high session of the day is ended, and darkness comes, then with the waning light by lilied maidens on your way attended, proud from the wonted throne superbly swaying, you like a queen pass into the night. Experiments. Choriambics 1. Ah, not now, when desire burns and the wind calls, and the sons of spring lightfoot dance in the woods, whisper of life woo me to wayfaring. Ah, not now should you come, not when the road beckons and good friends call. Where are songs to be sung, fights to be fought, yea, and the best of all, love on myriad lips fairer than yours, kisses you could not give? Dearest, why should I mourn, whisper, and whine, I that have yet to live? Sorrow will I forget, tears for the best, love on the lips of you. That when dawn and the blood wakes, and the sun laughs up the eastern blue, I'll forget and be glad. Only at length, dear, when the great day ends, when love dies with the last light, and the last song has been sung, and friends are all perished, and gloom strides on the heaven, then alone as I lie mid death's gathering wings, frightened and dumb, sick for the past, may feel you suddenly there, cool at my brow, then may I hear the peace of your voice at the last, whispering, love, calling, ere all can cease in the silence of death, Then may I see dimly and know a space bending over me, last light in the dark, once as of old, your face. Choriambics 2. Here in the flame that was ash, shrine that was void, lost in the haunted wood, I have tended and loved year upon year, I in the solitude waiting, quiet and glad-eyed in the dark, knowing that once a gleam glowed and went through the wood, still I abode strong in a golden dream unrecaptured. For I that had faith knew that a face would glance one day white in the dim woods, and a voice call, and a radiance fill the grove, and the fire suddenly leap, and in the heart of it, end of laboring you. Therefore I kept ready the altar, lit the flame, burning apart. Face of my dreams, vainly in vision white whispers grew through the wood suddenly. Strange cries in the boughs above, grated cries like a laugh. Silent and black then through the sacred grove, great birds flew as a dream, troubling the leaves, passing at length I knew. Long expected and long loved, that afar, God of the dim wood, you somewhere lay, as a child sleeping, a child suddenly reft from mirth, white and wonderful yet, white your mouth, stretched upon foreign earth, God, immortal and dead. Therefore I go, never to rest or win peace, and worship of you more, and the dumb wood, and the shrine therein. Desertion. So light we were, so right we were, so fair faith shone, and the way that was laid so certainly that when I'd gone, what dumb thing looked up at you? Was it something heard, or a sudden cry that meekly and without a word you broke the faith, and strangely, weakly slipped apart? You gave in, you the proud of heart, unbowed of heart. Was this, friend, the end of all that we could do? And have you found the best for you, the rest for you? Did you learn so suddenly, and I not by? And ended all the splendid dream, and made you go so dully from the fight we know, the light we know? Oh, faithless, the faith remains, and I must pass, gay, down the way and on alone. Under the grass you wait, the breeze moves in the trees and stirs and calls, and covers you with white petals. With light petals there it shall crumble, fair and fair, under the sun, O little heart, O brittle heart, till day be done, and the shadows gather, falling light and white with dew, whisper and weep and creep to you, good sleep to you. 1914. Number 1, Peace. Now, God be thanked, who has matched us with his hour, and caught our youth and wakened us from sleeping. With hand made sure, clear eye and sharpened power to turn, as swimmers into cleanness leaping, glad from a world grown old and cold and weary, leave the sick hearts that honor could not move, and have men in their dirty songs and dreary and all the little emptiness of love. Oh, we who have known shame, we have found release there, not broken save this body lost with breath, nothing to shake the laughing heart's long peace there, but only agony, and that has ending, and the worst friend